Hey Gators, I'm Logan.
And I'm Nick. Welcome to Swamp Talk.
Prom is this Saturday at the Venetian Event Center in New Tampa.
Voting for prom is also here. Juniors and seniors can vote using the email sent through Outlook.
Next up, Senior 2023 grad signs are up for sale on Rycor for $15.
Don't miss your chance to get one.
Let's fade away from the news and go to Nick and Ben for a car-related segment.
That's me.
Get in, kid! Howdy, Gators! Today I'll be teaching you about cars. So personally, I drive a Mini Cooper 2006, and will mostly be using that for reference. But really, cars are complex beasts that no one really understands. Maybe Jeremy Clarkson, but that's besides the point. Today, I'll be showing you probably the most important part of maintenance. Coolant is possibly the easiest thing to maintain due to its ease of access and obvious indication. Coolant, as the name implies, cools your car's engine. And to do this, it uses high pressure within its pipes. So it's of high importance that you don't open it immediately after running an engine. So once you've let your engine stop and cool, feel the coolant cap and ensure that it's not high. And you'll be able to look in there and you'll be able to see the levels. You're gonna look at the side and it'll have a max and a minimum. You're gonna want to have it right there. That's the level of coolant you want. If you have anything above it or below it, your car's not going to be running optimally. Last but not least is going to be your windshield wiper fluid. This is where mine is. It's just easy as pop it open, put some fluid in there. All right, Gators. That's all for today. See you next time.
Boy, do I hate that car.
Thanks, Nick and Ben. This week is Staff Appreciation Week. Make sure to thank your staff members for all they do.
Let's go to a special segment made by Nicole and Emily.
Good morning, Gators. Corporal Wynn here. Had a few tips for you guys for prom that's coming up this weekend. I've been getting a few questions, and so I just wanted to touch on these subjects. So my best advice for teens that end up drinking during prom night would be don't drive. Don't get behind the wheel of a car. You're not only putting yourself at risk, but you're putting your friends at risk, and you're putting other people on the road at risk. One of the other questions that I've been getting is, if you can't drive home because you have been drinking, what are some of the options that you have? I would say that if you can designate a driver out of your group, somebody can decide that, listen, I'm not gonna drink tonight so that I can be the one that drives you home. That would be ideal. If that's not the case, then hopefully you have a good enough relationship with your parent that you could actually call them, realize that, hey, I shouldn't get behind the wheel of the car. I'm gonna call my mom or my dad or maybe an aunt or an uncle. So if you have somebody or an older sibling even that could come and get you. But if all else fails, we have Uber these days. So I would say, like, if nothing else, choose that option. Make sure you save a little bit of money. That way you can get that Uber driver. Last but not least, how can you convince your friend who's been drinking not to drive? If they've been drinking, they're probably not going to be reasonable. Get a hold of their keys, maybe hide the keys, place them in your pocket. Hey, guess what? We can't find them. I'm sorry, man. We're going to have to get an Uber driver. We're going to have to call our parents. On this subject, I did want to share a little bit. One of my best friends growing up, we used to party, we used to have fun, we used to do all kinds of crazy stuff. And yes, we did do some underage drinking, so believe it or not, your corporal is not perfect. But then once we grew up, funny how life works, he ended up marrying my sister. My best friend became my brother-in-law. But the issue is that the alcohol stayed with him. He was that guy that after work, he would go and have drinks. He's going out, he's drinking, and he was driving home. Well, there's only so many times you can do that before it catches up to you. In 2004, he had went out one night, was drinking after work, became angry, upset, he was drunk, took off from the bar, wasn't level-headed because he was drunk and driving really recklessly. He was on 301, decided to pass a car, He was doing super high rate of speed. He had a head-on collision. The car that he hit had 5 people. The driver was actually the designated driver. The reason she was easily the designated driver, she was pregnant. None of them survived. So my brother-in-law died, and all the people in that vehicle, including the unborn child, it was a complete fatality. I only share that with you guys because he thought that it was fine. So I have a few drinks, I can drive, and I hurt anybody, I'm not gonna hurt myself, I'm good to go. Obviously, that wasn't the case. The big takeaway I have from that is that how it impacted everything. You know, his selfish decision left my 2 nephews and my niece without a father. And that was literally how it impacted us, and he was the drunk driver. But then on the other side, there was a parent for that young lady who was pregnant. They were going to be grandparents. Guys, it's real. I don't know how else to explain it and tell you how real it is other than sharing that story. I just hope you take it seriously. I want you to go out there and have fun. I want you to enjoy yourself. But when it's all said and done, either have that designated driver, get that Uber, call your mom or dad. You'll probably be surprised. They'll probably honestly just respect the fact that you didn't drive and that you're calling them. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and go Gators.
Thanks, guys.
May 1st is college signing day. Pull out your college wear attire to wear on Monday. Also, senior portraits are here. Use the QR code on Mr. Reynolds' Twitter to sign up for an appointment. That's all we got for you today, Gators.
Keep up with us next week for another decent episode of Swamp Talk.